Welcome to Back the Channel. The House That Hears You, Part 2, The Return. It's been 9 years since that night. 9 years since I heard my father's voice whispering from inside those walls. I told myself I'd moved on. I went to college, got a job, lived in a small apartment, far away from that town, far away from that house. But some nights, when everything was quiet, I could still hear him. That same whisper. Right before sleep. Asif. For years, I ignored it. Blocked it out with work, music, people. But last month, I got a message from a number I didn't recognize. No text, just an audio clip. When I played it, I dropped my phone. Because it was his voice. My father's voice. Saying, "Come home." I don't know what pushed me, but a part of me needed to go back. Not for closure, but because something inside me whispered the same words. Come home. The town hadn't changed much. Same small shops, same crooked streetlights. But when I reached the house, my heart stopped. It was still there, the same cracked walls, the same broken gate. But the air around it felt heavier. The house wasn't abandoned anymore. Someone was living there. I stood by the gate, staring. The curtains moved, like someone was watching me from inside. Then a voice called out. "Can I help you?" A young woman stood by the porch. Maybe in her late 20s. She said her name was Sarah, she'd moved in 6 months ago. When I told her my family used to live there, her face went pale. She said, "You're the son of the man who disappeared?" I nodded. She hesitated, then asked if I wanted to come inside. My chest tightened, but I said yes. The moment I stepped in, the floor creaked, the same way it did years ago. And that smell hit me again. Old wood, and burnt sugar. Sarah tried to act normal, offered tea, talked about how she got the place cheap. But when I asked if she ever heard strange noises, she froze. Then quietly said, "It talks at night." She showed me her phone, dozens of recordings, all captured automatically between 3 and 4 a.m. Whispers. Knocking. And one recording that made my blood run cold. A man's voice saying, "It's my house. You shouldn't be here." I knew that voice. I'd heard it every night of my childhood. It was him. My father. I didn't sleep that night. I stayed in a nearby motel, but I couldn't stop thinking about the house. If there was even a chance he was still there, alive or not, I had to know. The next night, I went back alone. Sarah gave me the key. She said she was leaving for a few days and didn't want to stay another night anyway. I entered around midnight. The house felt aware of me. The air hummed, faint, electric. Every step echoed like someone was following. At 2:47 a.m., it began. A low vibration through the floor. Then 3 soft knocks. The same pattern from years ago. I whispered, "Dad?" The house answered. With a whisper that came from everywhere and nowhere at once. "You came back." I dropped the flashlight. It rolled toward the basement door, the one we never opened before. This time, it was slightly ajar. The smell coming from it was unbearable. But I pushed it open. The stairs creaked as I went down. Each step felt like walking into the earth. The air got colder. And at the bottom, there was a wall. Except, it wasn't a wall. It was covered in old wallpaper, but the pattern was breathing. Moving. Like something alive beneath it. I reached out, and the surface felt warm. Then a whisper came through the wall. "Help me." I ripped the wallpaper off, and froze. There was something behind the plaster. Something buried inside the wall. Bones. A hand. A ring I recognized. My father's ring. My knees gave out. I couldn't breathe. The whisper grew louder, more desperate. "You shouldn't have come back." The floorboards cracked behind me. I turned, and saw him. My father. standing at the bottom of the stairs. But not really him. His eyes were gone, replaced by black hollows that bled shadow. His mouth moved, but his voice came from the walls. "It wants you now." I stumbled back. The shadows crawled from the walls, thin, dark shapes with mouths that didn't belong to faces. I ran. Up the stairs, through the hallway, every light flickering as I passed. But the front door slammed shut before I could reach it. The house groaned, wood bending, whispering, "Stay." The walls began to breathe faster, louder, until the air itself screamed. I threw myself at the door, it wouldn't open. Then a hand, cold and heavy, grabbed my shoulder. It was him again. But he wasn't trying to stop me. He whispered, "Don't look back." I kicked the door with everything I had. It burst open. I ran into the night. When I turned back, the house was silent. No lights. No sound. Just stillness. I didn't go to the police. What could I say? That my father's body was in a wall of a haunted house? But 2 days later, I went back with a crew, construction workers, camera in hand. When we broke down that section of wall, it was empty. No bones. No ring. Just solid concrete. The workers thought I was crazy. But before leaving, one of them said, "You know, this wall wasn't part of the original structure. Someone sealed it from the inside." That night, Sarah called me. She said the whispers had started again, but now, they were calling my name. She sent me one last audio message before she disappeared. It was faint, full of static. But I could make out the words. "It's waiting for you." Now, as I record this, I can hear it again, faintly, through the walls of my apartment. The same 3 knocks. Every night, a little closer. And sometimes, when I look at the mirror behind me, I can see the shape of that house. Right over my shoulder.